dirt racers.
Out of Lake Alamo, Minnesota. In his 8th year of Super Late Model competition, the Soybird Calf Ranches, Land of Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe, B1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws Late Model Series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Landa.
If this is your idea of ladylike, you're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating, and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
DIRTVision presents World of Outlaws Late Models.
Right job on the final lap of this one!
The best drivers, the biggest races.
How about it? Deja vu, back-to-back winner at Davenport with the Outlaws, your winner, the Smooth Operator!
The best coverage.
I'm Hannah Newhouse. I want to welcome all of the fans.
The most powerful late models on the planet!
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
Welcome here to Smoky Mountain Speedway for the return of the World of Outlaw Late Models for the first time since 2022. I'm Hannah Newhouse. I want to welcome all of the fans that are joining us here on property. They've been in the pits with us all afternoon. They're making their way to the backstretch and, of course, the front stretch grandstands. Or if you're choosing to tune in on DIRTVision, you have one of the best seats in motorsports to enjoy tonight's late model racing action. It's crazy to think that it's been since 2022 since we've been here. A reconfiguration has taken place. We'll get to that in just a moment, but we could not ask for better weather here today. It is temperatures in the mid-70s, minimal to no chance of rain here today, and a nice breeze, as you can see, making its way through here. Definitely t-shirt weather, and embracing it, because usually this time of the year in the race season, the weather is finicky. It could be snowing one minute and 80 the next, but it has been beautiful so far this weekend here in Tennessee. It's crazy to think, though, that the World of Outlaw Late Models have had almost a month off. The last time you saw us in action was at Dirt Car Nationals down at Volusia Speedway Park almost a month ago. 3 nights of racing down there in Florida, and many teams treated this break as a second off season, using that opportunity to either go race elsewhere, do a little test and tune, or simply just take that second off season, re-rack their program, make sure everything's ready to go, because once we get going this weekend, it is a busy stint for the late models throughout the continuation of the season. But like I mentioned a month ago, is when we were last in action. If you weren't able to join us on DIRTVision or down in Florida, take a look at what you missed.
50 laps, ding, ding, we're in the ring. Let's rock and roll with the most powerful late models on the planet. Troutman gonna jump to the early race lead. He'll slide to the top of the racetrack. He'll lead the backstretch. Pierce and Moran battle for second. Give it to the 32 of Pierce. Off of turn number 4. It's going to be the 22. Drake Troutman leading the opening lap. Ryder on the top side of the exit of turn number 2. 3-car battle for the 4th position. Dalton Wilson's there. Davenport, Ryder on the outside. Off of corner number 4, going 3 wide with Wilson and Moran. Down the front straightaway, Davenport gets 2 for the price of 1. He'll get around Moran and Overton. And now, trying to get around the 9 of Hoffman. He does. He'll try to get around Bobby Pierce down the back straightaway. Wow, what a power move by the 49 of Davenport. Off of corner number 4, Jonathan Davenport, the Fox Factory hard charger. Pierce up and over the groove in turn number 4, and now Davenport gets around the 32. Davenport started 12th, he is up to 2nd. Pierce slides up, upsets the race car, and now Nick Hoffman drives on by for the 3rd position. A dozen laps to go here in the finale of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals, and we got a dynamite one here tonight. Side by side for the lead, Davenport now sees the 22 of Troutman get back around him down the back straightaway. Off of corner number 4. With that restart, that allows for Overton to have clear sailing between him and your leaders. Overton closing in on him now as well. With a 9 of Nick Hoffman, Davenport reclaims the lead down the back straightaway in 49, and this time he's going to pull away. Just 10 laps to go. Nick Hoffman will take 3rd from Brandon Overton. The Barretts 1 lap to go. Jonathan Davenport in the 49-22 Federated Auto Part Dirt Car Nationals coming into tonight. He has finished 2nd twice, but not tonight. He will finally claim a little gator. Superman wins the finale at the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals.
The 2025 season for the World of Outlaw late models officially kicked off in mid to late January for Sunshine Nationals down at Volusia Speedway Park. And then, as you just saw, a very quick turnaround where we stayed down at Volusia Speedway Park for the 3 nights of racing action just with the World of Outlaw late models at the mid-central part of February, where it's been crazy to think that it's been a month. So again, with now that reset, it was almost a little bit of a points reset as well. We had those 5 nights of racing, but a couple of those nights able to be dropped between our competitors, which once we left Volusia, we had a better idea of what those point standings look like. So coming into this weekend here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, the 19R, the Reaper of Ryan Gustin, is your current points leader. Now, a lot of eyes on this weekend because there's a lot of drivers that haven't been here or haven't been on tour with us since 2022. But even if you were here in 2022, it's a different racetrack. They've reconfigured it, which, like I mentioned, we'll get to here in just a moment. So a lot of drivers not having that notebook. So Ryan Gustin not only has the momentum of a good rundown in Florida, has this points lead, but he's also raced here and been successful here. He's won here on the new reconfiguration. He's got a notebook, and of course we've seen him and his crew chief Cody Mallory really just gelling so far here in 2025. We caught up with your current points leader, the 19R, and how they feel about this weekend and the momentum they're carrying into Smoky Mountain.
We feel really good about it. You know, looking at the racetrack right now, it looks like it's going to be really good. I feel like Cody said we're going to whoop their ass, so that's the plan. Like we was talking before we went to Volusia there, just, you know, as long as we get out of there in the top 10, you know, not in the big hole, it is huge. You know, I don't think that I've ever left that place less than 150, 200 points in the hole. So, you know, to roll out of there leading the points, it definitely feels good. You know, it's a confidence booster for everybody, and you know, just keep building on this momentum we got, and hopefully run away and hide with it.
So while Ryan Gustin right now is simply just one to watch anywhere we go, and of course, like you'd mentioned and he'd said it, having that experience here is going to be huge for him. The field that we have here tonight at Smoky Mountain Speedway, you ask any of these drivers, it's a crown jewel field. You've got touring drivers from all across the country, from both national tours, and then you cannot sleep on the local southern drivers. I mean, we always talk about the Illinois bad boys and the guys in the Midwest, but we don't run down south a ton, where you've got the guys that do run down here on a weekly basis, so they run the tours down here, having that experience, and they've got top of the notch, top line programs as well that are running here. So you combine them all here at Smoky Mountain, and you really do have a crown jewel field here this afternoon as far as how thick the competition is. It really is any one game. But you look at someone that runs kind of on a national level. We see him with tours very frequently, but is also a Southern guy, has the experience, and is one to watch every time we run just about anywhere, is that of the 157 of Mikey Marlar. He's got some experience here, maybe not the finishes that he wants, but nonetheless, every time they show up in that 157, he's good. He's got World of Outlaw late model wins, and of course, is a local tour driver. We caught up with Mikey Marlar about how he feels of coming here in Smoky Mountain, the reconfiguration, what they're expecting out of that 157 here this evening.
Tennessee racetracks are really, drivers always have a big role in it, obviously, but race cars have a big role in these places too. There's typically not cushions much, and they're, kind of slick top to bottom, so you better have her dialed in and have a good setup on it, because you just can't really overcome it like some tracks that we would go to. But yeah, it's a tough field, good competition, and this has always been one of those states where the local guys were really hard to beat. So there's different places you go that just like that, and this is one of them. But yeah, it was a really big track before, and they've shortened it down here now, and it's slower than it used to be. It's pretty tricky. I wish I had a handle on it, but I've not raced here enough. Before, I had a really big advantage when we came here because I had raced here so much. But with the new configuration, it's kind of anybody's deal. But done a little testing here, and we've learned the characteristics, I hope, a little bit.
So while there have been drivers that have raced here before 2022 and before that reconfiguration, if you haven't been here with the new reconfiguration, pretty much throw that notebook out. It's a completely different racetrack because it's went from a 4/10 to a 3/8. And where I'm standing right now, I'm positioned going right into turn 1 outside of the racetrack. And if you take a look over my shoulder here, you can see going into turns 3 and 4 what it used to look like. They've brought that racetrack in, made it a little bit smaller. You can see where the turns used to be, but 1 and 2 untouched. So it is the same as that 3/10 or that 4/10 mile racetrack that we did see in 2022. So I guess if you're going to change your notebook, you change half of it in some grand theory. But nonetheless, it is a tighter racetrack, and a lot of folks say that it hasn't translated, it hasn't raced the same like they expected. And there was minimal tour races here over the course of those 3 years that the late models, the World of Outlaw late models, were absent. So it'll be interesting to see some of the best figure out how fast they can pick up this new reconfiguration. Then of course going against the Southern guys that just simply know how to get around this red clay. It's going to be an exciting night, and we're so glad the sun is shining. But you can hear in the background the 10-minute horn has sounded for the World of Outlaw late models to get ready, because we're getting ready to go with our program. Take a look at how things are going to shake out here this evening. We're joined by the street stocks that are going to hit the racetrack here in just a moment for their hot laps. We'll then go into World of Outlaw late model hot laps, then front wheel drive hot laps. After that, it'll be World of Outlaw late model qualifying, then street stock qualifying and front wheel drive qualifying before we will roll right into opening ceremonies. We've got 4 World of Outlaw late model heat races for you folks. 8 laps the distance. Top 2 going to head to the redraw. And then we will do that World of Outlaw late model redraw right there on the front stretch. 1 through 4, 5 through 8 is redraw. And then go right in the land of pressure washer, last chance showdowns for the World of Outlaw late models. And then the first feature of the evening is the Tennessee tip-off, 35 laps, $12,000 to win, and a return here for the World of Outlaws. And again, we've got a stacked field. It's going to be tough to make this feature event here this evening. And it's a great trophy as well. It's got a basketball hoop on it. It's about as tall as me when it comes down to it. So we'll have to give you a peek of that trophy a little bit later on. But after the World of Outlaw late model feature, you'll have the street stock feature, then the front wheel drive to finish off the Friday night portion here of the Tennessee tip-off with the World of Outlaw late model. So once again, I'm Hannah Newhouse. I'm going to make my way to the infield, talk to your heat race drivers, your redraw, and of course your eventual winner at the end of the evening. But if you see him, you got to wish him a happy birthday, because happy birthday to my co-announcer and the voice here of the World of Outlaw late models. That is Ruben Morales, 27 years young, and bringing all that insight here to our DIRTVision broadcast each and every weekend. Happy birthday, Ruben, and it's finally World of Outlaw late model race day.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Good evening to you, and thank you for the cookie cake earlier today. I am stuffed and sugared up for tonight's DIRTVision broadcast. Good evening to everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, and of course, all you great race fans that have joined us in person here at the Smoky Mountain Speedway. My name's Ruben Morales, as Hannah mentioned, and we are ready for a good one here tonight. First time the Outlaws are back in quite some time. It is the 12th visit for the World of Outlaws late models 8 winners and 11 features completed here at Smoky Mountain. But how Hannah mentioned, this racetrack was a 410s and is now a 3/8. They did the reconfiguration at the end of 2 seasons ago, and they've had some really good races here. So 3 and 4 new here to Smoky Mountain Speedway. Talked to a couple of the drivers down there in the pit area that have run the reconfiguration, and some drivers that have raced here before, and they said it's a little different. You know, of course, the straightaways are shorter, and they said the straightaways here are some of the raciest straightaways they've had all over the country, and they do a lot of passing and maneuvering on the straightaway. So now that the straightaways are shorter, you're not really going to see that, and these guys are really going to have to be aggressive in those corners. That's what the drivers have been telling me down there in the pit area. We are set up. We have the ingredients for a fantastic night. 45 cars here this evening. That obviously we had 51 in 2021, but before that, the most since 2016 when we also had 45. The second best car count of this event. The Tennessee Tip-Off finally back on the schedule. Can't thank Roger Sellers and everyone here at Smoky Mountain Speedway for welcoming the World of Outlaws late models with open arms. Joined by the voice of the Smoky Mountain Speedway, Brad Bird. Brad, we are in for a fantastic night.
Absolutely are, Ruben. It's a pleasure and an honor to be Mike side beside you, and glad to have the World of Outlaws back in the house here for the Tennessee Tip-Off Classic. And we've got 12 street stocks and 20 front-wheel drives in addition to your 45 supers. So we're getting ready to go with hot laps. Now, this will not be hot lap qualifying like it typically is for these drivers. We even allow these drivers to get maybe a green-white checker hot lap here, and then we'll get up to speed with their qualifying times coming up here in just a bit. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you to the entire World of Outlaws staff. Thanks to Roger and Casey and everybody involved here at Smoky Mountain Speedway as we officially kick off the 2025 campaign here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, and it is chock full of national, regional, local, even monster trucks, rodeos, and everything else we can squeeze in there between now and about October here of 2025 as we are up to speed for the very first time here at Smoky Mountain Speedway with our street stocks. We'll let you know who's who among these street stockers as they come across the start-finish line. Again, these are just quick hot laps, just a bit of a practice session for these drivers, and they'll come back with their time trials coming up here in just a little bit at Smoky Mountain Speedway. And we'll let you know who's who among the faster cars here in street stock. We had a great field of street stocks at our last event way back in November of 2024. And no stranger to victory lane is Austin Bird in the A13 machine. He is fastest so far in hot laps with a 19.140. Nick Baker in the 09 machine, second quick, just less than a tick back, 19.902. And then, of course, you got Cody Satterfield in the one car. And that old legend of racing, Missing Data, showed up just for a second there. Actually, he is the third fastest car. I found out he's actually about a 50-something-year-old man out of Newport, Tennessee. Cody Satterfield has bumped back to fourth now. David Brogdon in the 20 machine and Johnny Lay in the 21 car. I had a chance to catch up to most of these drivers early. We'll share some stories with you as we get into the second group now here for your street stocks. But again, Austin Bird, fastest so far, 19.100. We'll see how these next group of drivers will fare. 13, I believe, checked in at the last minute. Missing Data may have been the last driver to sign in here, or maybe he didn't sign in for that matter. And we've got 20 front-wheel drives also doing battle here tonight in the local divisions. And, of course, as Ruben mentioned, 45 super late models from around the country set here to vie for $12,000 tonight and $15,000 tomorrow night. Weather permitting, of course, here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. An announcement officially expected a little bit later on in the program, but man, if you judged it by the way things look now around the East Tennessee region, you'd have no idea that there can be some inclement weather in the forecast. But right now it's blue skies, sunshine, a bit on the windy side, but it has been a very, very nice day. Temperatures hovering in the mid-70s with a good breeze blowing through. So looking forward to some great racing action in all three divisions, both tonight and tomorrow night. In addition to World of Outlaws late models, we are expecting sportsmen and modified minis in the house tomorrow night. More details on that upcoming. All right. 21XP is Bobby Petty, the 11 machine of Ryan Watson out with us again today. Marcus Mays in the 156. Chad McLemore in the J3. Robbie Comer in the 42. And Dave Lewis in the 51. All doing battle here in this second group. Gotta love the salute to Bloomquist over on the backstretch right now. That car came in here on a fire engine open hauler. A good-looking race car with a yin-yang emblem on the side of the door. Just a beautiful ride here in this car coming across the start-finish line as we speak. and that's Dave Lewis in the 51 car. Paying homage to the late, great Scott Bloomquist, who has turned thousands of laps not only here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, but many other racetracks around East Tennessee and well beyond as far as that is concerned. But it'll continue to be Austin Bird as the fastest car so far in hot laps. Nick Baker second, the 09. Cody Satterfield third. David Brogdon fourth. And Johnny Lay, the top 5 as far as that is concerned. Missing Data is sixth. The 21 XP of Bobby Petty, fastest in Group B. Ryan Watson, followed by Marcus Mays, Chad McLemore, Robbie Comer, and Dave Lewis in the Bloomquist Tribute car in the street stocks, rounding out your 12 cars that did take hot laps here for your street stocks. All right, that will wrap it up for our first group of local hot laps. We'll bring the front-wheel drive out here in just a bit, but in the meantime, the World of Outlaws Dirt Late Model Series, 45 cars strong, about to take the speedway over on the backside of Turn 2, and they'll get their hot laps underway. And our full racing program as we officially kick off the 2025 racing season here at Smoky Mountain Speedway in style with the Tennessee Tip-Off Classic, featuring the cars and stars of the World of Outlaws Dirt Late Model Series. And Ruben Morellis, the voice of the World of Outlaws, it's always a pleasure. Would be remiss if we didn't mention Rick Eshelman. The last time the World of Outlaws were here, we were side by side, much like you and I are. Just a couple of announcing dudes going back a long ways, announcing things that we had shared over the years and different racetracks that we had met. So we continue to pray for Rick's family and just still, are suffering the loss of such a legend in his own time.
Absolutely. Definitely Hall of Famer, one of the best, and obviously not the way I wanted the position, but definitely, thankfully took me under his wing and definitely miss him. As we continue, hot laps for the World of Outlaws late models. Corey Hedgecock in the Viper Motorsports, number 23 on the Speedway, two-time World of Outlaws feature winner. The number 11 is Stacy Bowles, also on the Speedway out of Clinton, Tennessee. Looking for his first Outlaw win, 5 Outlaw starts for Stacy Bowles. His grandson going to be racing tonight. We'll talk about him here in just a little bit. The number 1G of Rusty Bollinger to Seymour, Tennessee, driving that Mike Knuckles-owned Warrior Comanche car in his third year of Super Late Model competition. Jimmy Owens, multi-time winner here with the World of Outlaws late models on the old configuration. We'll see if Jimmy Owens can continue his success here at Smoky Mountain with the World of Outlaws. Behind him, the 76, Brandon Overton. In that Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory team, number 76, Ricky Weiss. Good to see Ricky Weiss here tonight. Haven't seen him in quite some time. The 2019 Rookie of the Year. Behind him, the 2022 Rookie of the Year, Tanner English in the 96, and the 111, Max Blair to Centerville, Pennsylvania. Final driver out there, the number 12, Ashton Winger out of Hampton, Georgia, as we get ready for hot lap session number 1 with the World of Outlaws here at Smoky Mountain. Gorsuch Performance, green flag is out. Front straightaway in the shade already as the sun starts to set off the west. We face east here at Smoky Mountain. Tanner English fastest at a 17.026 in the 96. Ricky Weiss second, 17.075. The driver that turns the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap will get an extra $100. There you see Dirt King Simulators down in Vendor Row. Go visit them. $10 for 10 laps, and the fastest Dirt King Simulators lap down there will get some prizes as well. So go visit our friends at Dirt King Simulators. Next group onto the Speedway, led out by the 99 of Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio. The Double Down Motorsports number 99, of course, is car owner Roger Sellers, also the proprietor of Smoky Mountain Speedway here in the 99. Right behind him out of Chatham, Illinois, Brian Shirley, the squirrel, joining us out of Chatham, Illinois. Good to have Sam Seawright today. Texted me earlier saying, you know what, last-minute decision. We'll see you down there tonight. They were the last car to check in tonight. The driver hailing all the way from Fort Payne, Alabama, in the number 16. Jensen Ford out of Johnson City, Tennessee, trying to make a 6th Outlaw start here tonight in the number 83. Right behind him, the 2022 World of Outlaws champion out of Carpentersville, Illinois. It's going to be Dennis Erb Jr. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Winona, Minnesota in the Gorilla Mill, number 49, it's going to be Jake Tim. The 157, the 2018 World of Outlaws champion from right down the road out of Winfield, Tennessee, it's going to be Mike Marlar. An MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, and the Team 22 Incorporated, number 22, that is Drake Troutman. Those are all the drivers around the Speedway here at Smoky Mountain Speedway as we get ready for Hot Lap session number 2. 45 entries, track record set by Ricky Thornton Jr. on June 14th of last year at a 13.661. As we get ready for Hot Lap session number 2, 20 TC of Tristan Chamberlain also on the Speedway. Those are all the drivers. We get ready for Hot Lap session number 2. Gorsuch Performance, green flag out. Mike Marlar, 16.761. Devin Moran in the 99 will cross the line second quick, 16.986 for the 99 of Devin Moran. Mike Marlar to the top of the chart, 16.761 in the 157. Sam Seawright second quick, Jake Tim third. There you see Brian Shirley went on a tear at the end of the 2024 season a year ago. 10th quick right now at a 17.532. Checkered flag out, Mike Marlar fastest 16.761. Checkered flag will fly. These drivers will see them in qualifying. Thank you to Dirt Car Lifts, giving an extra $150 for the quick time qualifier tonight and tomorrow. So an extra $150 from our friends at Dirt Car Lift here tonight and tomorrow. Group number 3 going to be led out by the 2006 World of Outlaws champion behind the wheel of the Dave Warren Power Sports number 9 T-Mac Tim McCready. In the number 9, we'll get Sam Seawright to make the left turn here and get the track clear and get this group out. So T-Mac will lead this next group out in the 9. Right behind him, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Bakersfield, California, aboard the ASD Motorsports BK Grading and Paving, number 74X Ethan Dotson. 22 Outlaw starts, got his best finish at Volusia earlier this year, a pair of 4th place finishes for Ethan Dotson. Right behind him, in the number 19 at Meridian, Mississippi, 15 World of Outlaw starts, best finish 4th at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway, the 19 Emma Spencer Hughes. In the Barry Wright house car, good to see him here. It's going to be Cade Lowdy in the 126 out of Rogersville, Tennessee. 1 Outlaw start for Cade Lowdy back in 2021 at the Volunteer Speedway, got 19th. In the number 6, it's going to be the new deal, Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, 2-time World of Outlaws feature winner in the 2023 Lucas Oil champion in his 8th year of Super Late Model competition aboard the K&L Rumley Enterprises number 6 here this evening. For the first time this season behind the wheel of his 17M, remember he drove the Riggs car at Volusia. That's Chickamauga, Georgia's Dale McDowell, the Mac Daddy, with 14 career World of Outlaw victories, tied for 15th on the all-times wins list with the World of Outlaws. MT3 Rookie of the Year contender at Lincolnton, North Carolina in the Paler Motorsports Hoopah grading number 93, it's Carson Ferguson. 14 World of Outlaw starts for Carson Ferguson. 2 11th place finishes are his best finishes at Boyd's and Cherokee. Last year's MT3 Rookie of the Year champion at Rochester, Minnesota, the 19 of Dustin Sorensen. And the Eltberg Construction number 19 made his 50th start last time out with us at Volusia Speedway Park. Oh, so close to that first win at Brownstown last year. Best career finish, 2nd. Out of Sun River, Montana, the Dust Pods number 09, Michael Leach made his first Outlaw start earlier this year at Volusia. Trying to make his 2nd here tonight. And other drivers on the Speedway, you will find the 9 of T-Mac. There you go. We've got them all there for you. So 3rd hot lap session, getting ready to roll. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s track record, 13.661. Right now, 16.761 is the fastest as the sun still continues to set here at Smoky Mountain. This is hot lap session number 3. Gorsuch Performance green flag out. Tim McCready going to go third quick in the 9. Ethan Dotson second quick. Marlar still stays with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. Now Dale McDowell to the top of the charts. So Dale McDowell, of course, Easy Go, longtime sponsor for Dale McDowell. Unfortunately, not continuing their sponsorship going into this year, but they drove the Riggs card in Volusia. We're waiting to get some sponsorship to get the 17M rolling, and Race Monument Company coming on board, as well as Bathmasters, new marketing partners for Dale McDowell. Always good to see Dale McDowell. Remember, ran the World of Outlaws back in the day. Finished 4th in the Outlaw points in 04, 6th in 05, and 8th in 06. Dale McDowell, long time. One of the 9 drivers to win both the World 100 and Dirt Late Model Dream. 2005 World 100 winner and the 2014 Dirt Late Model Dream winner. Group number 4 going to be led out by MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Cedartown, Georgia, the number 11 of Austin Smith. Austin Smith, 16 World of Outlaw starts, best finish 11th at Wheat Sports Speedway back in 2016. Behind him, the killer, Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida, and the Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition number 40B, 3-time Outlaw feature winner. Right behind him, Cody Overton has had a good start to the season. 40 Outlaw starts, best finish 3rd at Volusia, the Stein Motorsports number 2. Behind him, the B1, Brent Larson of the Lake Elmo, Minnesota, making his super late model debut, the young 16-year-old out of Clinton, Tennessee, Daniel Bowles. In his 4th year of racing, started in a 4-cylinder, won the track championship, then the last 2 years run a 602 a pro late model and got 9 wins between the 2 years. Now in his first ever late model start, that is Stacy Bowles, his grandson, Daniel Bowles, in his late model debut. In the 71, Pierce McCarter out of Seymour, Tennessee, in the H&R Concrete Parkway Liquor Store. Number 71, won World of Outlaw start back in 2021, got 14th at Volunteer. Potential MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the number 18D, Dalton Wilson, 32 Outlaw starts, best finish 3rd at Fairbury and Cherokee. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Urbana, Missouri, and the McCowan Farm Sonic, number 8. That's going to be Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri. And the 2022-23 World of Outlaws champion out of Oakwood, Illinois, and the Low Voltage Solutions Churchill Transport, number 32, the Smooth Operator, Bobby Pierce. Those are all the drivers on the Speedway here for Hot Lap session at number 4 with the World of Outlaws late models. Drivers, get ready for the Gorsuch Performance green flag. Dale McDowell has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap at a 16.569. Bobby Pierce second quick, 16.751. Smith goes 18th. Bronson 11th. Cody Overton 20th. The B1 of Brett Larson 20th. Cool story on Daniel Bowles in the number 20. Good to see him here tonight. Young 16-year-old. His Outlaw debut. 9 Sportsman late model wins in his last 2 years. Stacy Bowles, his grandson, got him out here. Going to be fun to see how he does with the Outlaws. Bobby Pierce going to be the fastest out of this group. That puts him second quick overall at a 16.740. 16.740 for Bobby Pierce. Dale McDowell still has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. Group A B tonight for the World of Outlaws late models. We'll have 23 cars in Group A, 22 cars in Group B. As we get ready for the next group to roll onto the Speedway. Final group led out by the driver to Winfield, Tennessee, the number 57M of Cameron Marlar, and the Properties Extreme Flooring, number 50, 7-2 World of Outlaws starts, best finish 15th at 4:11 back in 2020. MT3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Wade, North Carolina, Daniel Adam, 2 World of Outlaws starts, best finish 16th at Makokata last year. In the 58, two-time feature winner already on the year with the World of Outlaws out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Ken and Beth Roberts Motorsports, number 58, Garrett Alberson. Right behind him aboard is family-owned B5, Brandon Shepard, now the all-time champion, 5-time Outlaws champion Brandon Shepard. And throwing it back to 2014, his paint scheme. How about this EMD wraps? His brother knocking it out. Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Martinsville, Indiana. And that Kohler Motorsports number 20 RT. Right behind him, it's going to be Chris Ferguson out of Mount Holly, North Carolina, in the Spartan Transportation number 22, two-time World of Outlaws feature winner in his 87 Outlaw starts. Oh, the most recent winner on the tour, the number 49, Jonathan Davenport. And the number 49. And the number 9, Nick Hoffman, a championship contender in 2025 in the Tide Touring Racing NOS Energy Drink number 9. 5 wins a year ago with the World of Outlaws, 6 in his career in his 94 World of Outlaws starts. The current World of Outlaws point leader out of Marshalltown, Iowa, aboard the Cooney Motorsports Hoker Trucking, number 19R, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, 11 World of Outlaws victories to his name. A fantastic season last year, and what a well-oiled machine of a team they got. Cody Mallory, Noah Bushman, and of course, great car owner Todd Cooney. That team going to be fun to watch, and we'll see if they can hang on to the point lead. He won the Hunt the Front race here a year ago, so Ryan Gustin has some laps around here. Confidence high for the Cooney Motorsports number 19 RT. Final hot lap session getting ready to roll here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Dale McDowell has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap at a 16.569. We'll see if anyone can stop him. Ricky Thornton Jr., of course, sitting really well in the points. Second in World of Outlaw point standings, only 4 points behind Ryan Gustin. Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to take the point lead as we get ready for the final hot lap session. Final hot lap session underway here at Smoky Mountain. A beautiful Friday night here in Tennessee. Mountains look gorgeous off in the distance. Great cars. Good turnout of fans. All the ingredients for a fantastic night. Jonathan Davenport atop of the charts now at a 16.491, the most recent winner on the tour. Won his first little cater under the World of Outlaws banner at Volusia that final night. Garrett Alberson second quick. Dale McDowell third, Nick Hoffman fourth, Ricky Thornton Jr. fifth. Checkered flag is out around the Speedway. Ricky Thornton Jr. fifth, Nick Hoffman fourth, Dale McDowell third, Garrett Alberson second. Track definitely picking up some speed as now turn 4 and turn 1 in the shade now. See if that trend continues into qualifying later on as the fastest cars in the final hot lap session. And it's Jonathan Davenport now at a 16.491 quickest. Up next we have front wheel drives coming up. Turn it back over to the voice. There you see the trophy at the Be an Outlaw tent. Go check that out. Did you go check that out, Brett?
Absolutely. That's a nice tall trophy. It's not as tall as me, but it's pretty tall.
It's taller than me, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Thank you, Ruben. Awesome field of cars here for the World of Outlaws, getting ready to do battle later on. Of course, now front wheel drive. We have 20 cars from around the region signed in to do battle for $500 to win later on tonight. And luckily for them, they will be hot lapping and qualifying separate. Typically, they would hot lap and qualify as the same session, but these drivers have earned their right to get out here and get a couple of quick hot laps before they have to go back and do a little bit of maybe fine-tuning on these FWDs. I've happened to notice that most of these cars are of the Chevrolet sort, a lot of Cobalts and Cavaliers you'll see out here with us here this evening. We had about this number. In fact, we had more than that back in November, the last time the front-wheel drive division was out here on Smoky Mountain Speedway. So we'll get out there with get them out there with their hot lap session. It'll be a green-white checkered hot lap, and then of course it'll be qualifying coming up a little bit later on in the program. But again, that's your next order of events coming up here tonight. I want to extend a shout out on behalf of Elite Petroleum putting up money for tomorrow night's entry. If you are a veteran, whether you're a currently serving in the military or a past person serving in the military, just bring your ID, your military ID, and you get free admission into the grandstands tomorrow night to see the second round of the World of Outlaws Tennessee Tip-Off Classic here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. And that is on behalf of Austin Helton and his staff at Elite Petroleum. We appreciate them putting up the money for that. It's a $40 general admission, so it's a great event and a great thing that Austin Helton is doing. So thank you, Austin, and to Elite Petroleum putting up the money for tomorrow night's free admission for veterans throughout the region. So come on down and join us tomorrow night. Obviously, an official announcement will be made about tomorrow night's show a little bit later on tonight in the program, as we are well aware that the forecast is not too favorable, but we'll certainly continue to monitor that and make an official announcement coming up a little bit later on. A couple of new advertisers, sponsors, partners, if you will. Thermo King and Smoky Mountain Utility Trailer Repair and Service Incorporated. On behalf of all those folks, we'd like to, on behalf of the Speedway, thank you for being a part of the racing program every time out here in 2025 at Smoky Mountain Speedway. All right, getting up to speed for the first of probably, I would say, about 5, maybe 4 or 5 sessions for your front-wheel drive division here tonight. As some of these drivers on the Speedway, we see Donnie Lowe, or Lau, whichever he prefers, in the number 84 car, hails from Cleveland, Tennessee. Caleb Manning in the 22 is fastest so far among these few cars that have set the timer. He's out of Sweetwater, Tennessee. Cody Rittenauer out of Kodak, Tennessee in the 57C. He's the young driver who happens to be the son of Shao Rittenauer, who's driven many front-wheel drive divisions, just getting his start in front-wheel drive competition. Also on the Speedway in the number 69 is Josh Chastain out of Blue Ridge, Georgia, and he just jumped to the top of the leaderboard. And Trent Lee in the number 12 machine also with us here this evening out of Inglewood, Tennessee, as the checkered flag is about to wave here for your first of about 4 groups, I do believe, here for the front-wheel drives, because we had at least 20 that were checked in just about the time we were about to get hot laps underway here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. And again, these times are not official, of course, but kind of give you a good idea as to who is fast among the cars on the racetrack. So 6 cars at a time. It'll likely be at least 2 other sessions, maybe 3. But Josh Chastain in the 69 fastest so far with a 20.333. Only about a tick off, about a second or so off of the street stock times that were recorded earlier, as we'll get our group number 2 out on the Speedway. Many others partnering with us once again here in 2025. Thanking the folks again at Smoky Mountain Harley-Davidson, the rider's destination, Lazy Days RV. Thanks to Roger Keck being trackside with us. Even got a nice toy hauler on display out here in the pavilion area. Check it out if you can. Stanley Best Heating and Air, along with Food City locations, 2 to serve you in the Blount County area. DB Excavating, along with GW Towing and Recovery. Michael Moats and MRM Racing Photos. You can grab those 2025 calendars. They're available at the Smoky Mountain Speedway apparel stand right below us here at the announcer's booth with those brand new 2025 Smoky Mountain Speedway t-shirts. Many of them available, various colors, long and short sleeve available. Smoky Mountain View Auto Parts, Blunt Excavating, and Tate's Building Supply among those sponsors and partners partnering with us here in 2025 with a very nice racing schedule. Got some multiple regional racing series, local racing series, local racing divisions as well. And of course, we've got monster trucks coming up here at the end of the month, March 29th and 30th, the All-Star Performance Monster Truck Show, a 2-night event. It'll be held rain or shine here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. And even got the rodeo coming back into town later on in the season. We'll tell you more about that as we get into the program. But in the meantime, it's FWD Hot Laps here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Beautiful ride there in the 206 machine. That's Alan Vaughn out of Midway, Tennessee, down in Roane County. A beautiful ride there over on the back straightaway. Gregory White in the 17W jumps to the top of the leaderboard time-wise, a 20.233. A tenth of a second faster than Josh Chastain, who has just been bumped back to third because Dustin Duncan is in the house in the number 21. He is your fastest so far. He is a driver that has probably won just about every race he's entered. It's typically because of some mechanical failure that he doesn't win a race, but he's got a pretty good field of cars here, competition here tonight for the 21 of Dustin Duncan out of Crossville, Tennessee. Fastest so far here in hot laps for your front wheel drive. 10 car on the screen there out of Indiana, of all places. Cowden, Indiana for Dan Sandiford. We appreciate him making the trek from up Indiana way. So they're not all from the East Tennessee area. As the white flag about to wave here, and does, over this second group of your front wheel drive. Dustin Duncan, the time to beat, 19.645. 19.645. That's nearly a half a second over second quick. Gregory Wyatt in the 17W. Alan Vaughn third in the 206. Josh Chastain is fourth. And Larry Rudd in the 88, now making his presence known in the top five. He's out of Wallen, Tennessee. And Dustin Duncan there, taking it to the infield area. I guarantee you he's won most of the events he has entered, not only here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, but any track in East Tennessee and beyond. He's just got it figured out, no doubt. All right, looks like we're just a little bit past halfway. Still got quite a few cars set to come out onto the Speedway, and then we'll get back underway with your World of Outlaws time trials coming up next. As you see the next group, I think it may be the final group coming out onto the Speedway for these FWDs. They do battle just about every time out here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Even have typically a local points fund set up for these guys that participate and help us and bring a good field of cars, and they always race professionally and always have a good time out of these front wheel drives. There's a lot of youngsters, a lot of veterans, and everything in between. So anywhere from teenagers all the way to 60 plus, I would endeavor, for these FWDs at Smoky Mountain Speedway. As you see the blue number 24 machine on the screen there. Ricky Rittenauer of Rutledge, Tennessee. One of many Rittenauers and multiple generations racing with us in the FWD. Brandon Poistner there in the B56 making his presence known. He has jumped up to that second spot. Travis Weeks, he's another driver. He won the last time out back in November in the 85 machine, 20.141. But Dustin Holt has something to say about that. He just clocked in second quick, the second driver only under the 20-second barrier. Now Dustin Holt has done the same thing. So he, Brandon Poistner, and Dustin Duncan are all under 20 seconds. That's your top three, Duncan, Forstner, and Holt. Top three so far here for your front wheel drive as the checkered flag waves. Even some side-by-side racing out on the Speedway as we watch the final drivers come across the start-finish line. And Darrell Walker doing a fantastic job once again top of the flag stand here tonight. But again, Dustin Duncan, your fastest car as we wrap up front wheel drive qualifying. Or it's not qualifying, it's hot laps. I'm always used to them doing hot lap qualifying. But they'll come back out with their time trials coming up here in just a few minutes. Brandon Forstner in the B56 second quick with a 19.854. And Dustin Holt in the 17 third quick. The only other driver under 20 seconds with a 19.887. Jason Crowder fourth in the 199, and then it's Travis Weeks in the 85, and then it's Gregory Wyatt, Alan Vaughn, Josh Chastain, Travis Taylor, and Larry Rudd, your top 10 in the way of hot laps here for the front wheel drive. They'll come back out for their time trials coming up a little bit later.
Thank you very much, Brad. World of Outlaws late model qualifying up next here. Group A, 23 cars. Group B, 22 cars. Group A will establish lineups for heats 1 and 2. Group B will establish lineups for heats 3 and 4. Fastest driver starts on the pole of heat 1. Second driver starts on the pole of heat 2. Third will go to the outside of the front row of heat 1. Fourth, etc., 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 etc. 45 cars here this evening at Smoky Mountain. Track record Ricky Thornton Jr. set back on June 14th last year on this new configuration at a 13.661. Cars in staging, ready to roll out momentarily here. Don't forget to visit the World of Outlaws late model souvenir trailer. Grab your official merchandise. They have a brand new merchandise down there, the 2025 scheduled t-shirts. Yes, it has Smoky Mountain Speedway on there. Go grab that. Brand new blankets, shirts, hats, koozies, stickers, and more. Go visit Joe and Darren down there. And, of course, if you're watching on DIRTVision, not here on property, go to store.worldofoutlaws.com and get your official merchandise. A couple of race fans crossing the racetrack in turn 2. As soon as those fans clear, we'll get ready to welcome the first 2 drivers onto the speedway. We'll bring them out in pairs. Race Director Mitchell Hedstrom calling the first 2 cars onto the speedway. We commence qualifying. First driver onto the speedway to Hampton, Georgia. In the Fusion, Durham, Jeff Matthews Motorsports, Recreational Vehicle Select, Kurz, Kaiser, Integra, Super K Express, New Point Lighting and Design, A-Plus Collision Center. Number 12, it's Ashton Winger. Out of Clinton, Tennessee, in the Category 5, Vic Hill Powered, Advanced Transportation, Kaiser, Lowe's Tows. Number 11, it's Stacy Bowles. Jason Durham in the house here this evening, helping Stacy Bowles with that Category 5 car. We get ready for our first time of the night here in qualifying. Ashton Winger will kick us off at a 16.6 as the 11B of Stacy Bowles will cross the line. 17.886, 17.886 for Stacy Bowles second quick. We'll see if Winger goes faster. Off corner number 4, this time for the 12 of Ashton Winger. He will not go faster. 16.666 for Winger. That time 16.694. Stacy Bowles will cross the line, and he will go second quick, 17.474. Next 2 qualifiers getting ready to roll onto the speedway. The 2022 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year back on tour. Out of Benton, Kentucky, the Coltman Farms Racing, MPM Marketing, VP Racing Fuel, Supreme Enterprises, Autism Awareness, Longhorn Clements, number 96, it's Tanner English. Out of Evans, Georgia, the 2024 Hunt the Front champion. In the Longhorn Clements, Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory Team, Dude Wipes, Napa Auto Parts, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Coltman Farms, Granto Southern, R.W. Powell, number 76, Brandon Overton. Time to beat Ashton Winger's 16.666. As Tanner English will cross the line to the top of the charts goes Tanner English, 16.642. The 76 of Brandon Overton now goes to the top of the charts, 16.627 for the 76 of Brandon Overton. Tanner English will cross the line in the 96. Tanner English back to the top of the charts at a 16.457. Brandon Overton will cross the line, and Overton will go faster but stay second quick. Tanner English with now the quick time here in Group A qualifying at a 16.457. Next 2 qualifiers won the last 2 races out of Headingley, Manitoba, Canada. The Derrick Sandblasting, G-Style Transport, Key Weight and Truck Service, LG Transport, Go Lithium, Borderland, Hay and Straw, Performance Grading, Sniper, Vic Hill, number 7 of Ricky Weiss. And in the number 11 of the Centerville, Pennsylvania. In the Longhorn Clements, Centerline Motorsports, Murphy's Logging, C&J Dairy, Creekside Auto Sales, T&W Trucking, Upstate Auto Group, The Gable Inn, number 111, Max Blair. Max Blair currently 5th in World of Outlaws point standings. Great top 5 and 4 top 10s at Volusia. Ricky Weiss, good to see him back. And the number 7 will go 4th quick, 16.670. Max Blair will cross the line. He'll go 4th quick now, bump Weiss down to 5th. Max will go 16.667. Ricky Weiss will cross the line and will not improve. He'll keep lap 1 to stay 5th quick, 16.670. And Max Blair on his final lap here in the 111. Max Blair will also not improve. Both drivers will keep lap 1. Blair 4th, Weiss 5th. Tanner English with the time to beat at a 16.457. Up next, aboard the Warrior Comanche. Mike Knuckles owned a Warrior race car, Game Over. Rick's Handyman Service, Duval Electric, Dyer Trucking, Excess Power, Mullins Power. Number 1G, it's Rusty Bollinger. And the number 20 out of Newport, Tennessee, it's going to be the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. And the Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Capital Waste, 5-Star Metal Buildings, Race Monument Company, Elite Ready Mix, Rocket Vic Hill. Number 20 at Jimmy Owens. Time to beat Tanner English's 16.457. Rusty Bollinger will cross the line and he'll go 6th quick at a 17.011. Jimmy Owens will cross the line. Second quick for Jimmy Owens, 16.474 for Jimmy Owens. Rusty Bollinger will cross the line in the 1G. Bollinger will cross the line faster, 7th quick at a 16.836, and final lap here for Jimmy Owens in the 20. Jimmy Owens to the top of the charts goes Owens. He is now quickest overall in Group A at a 16.449 for the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. Next two qualifiers in the Viper Motorsports. Best Plumber, K&B Used Cars, Base Racing Fuel, Integra, Kaiser, SFP Performance, Current Construction, BMF Race Car, Eagle Powered, number 23V. It's Corey Hedgecock out of Loudon, Tennessee. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender to Winona, Minnesota. In the Longhorn Cornet, Gorilla Mill, Herco Companies, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Horman's HVAC, On Demand Shirts. Number 49, Jake Tim. Corey Hedgecock will cross the line. Third quick for Hedgecock, 16.587. Good opening lap for Corey Hedgecock. And the 49 at Jake Tim will get ready for his opening lap. First visit to Smoky Mountain for Jake Tim. 9th quick at a 16.842. And final lap here for the 23 of Corey Hedgecock. Third quick faster, 16.536. Remember, last time in Tennessee, 411, he won it. Got his second Outlaw win. Can he do it here tonight? Back in home territory, Jake Tim will improve on lap 2. 8th quick at a 16.819. Corey Hedgecock third, Tanner English second, Jimmy Owens still with a time to beat at a 16.449. The 2018 Outlaw Champion at Winfield, Tennessee in the Skyline Motorsports, Burning Rock Products, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Quick Supply, VP Racing Fuel, Bill Stein, Longhorn Vic Hill, number 157 for Mike Marlar, and the 99 at Dresden, Ohio. And the Longhorn Cornet Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, CNW Trucking, Millwood Plumbing, 5 Car Source, Auto.com, Pee Wee's Record Service, Red Oak Pub, number 99, Devin Moran. Mike Marlar will cross the line. To the top of the charts goes Marlar, 16.254 for the 157. The 99 of Devin Moran will cross the line, and Devin Moran will go second quick, 16.4184. The 99 of Devin Moran. Mike Marlar will cross the line. He will go slower, but it don't matter. He's on top of the charts here in Group A, unless a Moran can knock him off here. Moran was second, and he will stay second at 16.418 on his opening lap. Lap 2 slower. So Mike Marlar now with a time to beat in Group A at a 16.254. 12 of 23 completed in Group A halfway. We continue on with Johnson City, Tennessee's Jensen Ford and the TNT Chassis Pro Built, Minnan Construction, McCarter Farms, Penske, Scooter Sports Grill, number 83, Jensen Ford, and the 3S of Brian Shirley. In the Bob Cullen Racing, Thomason Express, Hoker Trucking, J&J Ventures Gaming, KBC Graphics, Allgaier, Cheap Cars, Ted Brown's, Longhorn Durham, number 3S. First lap here for Jensen Ford in the 83. Jensen Ford 7th quick, 16.649. As the 3S of Brian Shirley will cross the line for his opening lap here. Shirley 11th quick, 16.809. Track very, very slick here. 83 of Jensen Ford will cross the line faster. 7th quick, 16.636 in his second lap. Brian Shirley on his final effort here in the 3S will cross the line. Shirley will not improve. He will stay 11th quick, 16.809. Next two qualifiers in the number 16, that's going to be Sam Seawright out of Fort Payne, Alabama. In the Longhorn Durham, Ron Seawright and Troy Baird owned. Agcor Steel, Baird Truck and Trailer, Farm Systems, J&R Lumber, Coltman Farms Racing, Franklin Enterprise, Freestyle Graphics, number 16. And the 22, Drake Troutman out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania. And the Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, Mesilla Valley Transportation, RFI Resources, Longhorn Cornet, number 22. Time to beat, Marlar's 16.254. Sam Seawright will cross the line 5th, quick for Seawright in his opening lap, 16.478. The 22 of Troutman will cross the line, and he'll go 15th quick, 17.028. Top 4 is where you want to be to start on the front row of either Heat 1 or 2. Sam Seawright 5th quick, that'll put him in the inside of row number 2 at a 16.478. The 22 of Drake Troutman will cross the line faster, 15th quick, 16.852. Next two qualifiers, you'll find the 2022 World of Outlaws champion out of Carpentersville, Illinois, in the Rocket Clements, McBride Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Fox Shocks, Kaiser, VP Racing Fuels, number 28, Dennis Erb Jr., back in a rocket here tonight. Out there with him, out of Richmond, Indiana, in the Infinity by Wells, Spec Gibson Racing, Vision Woodworks, KEG Sword Nozzles, DCE Fabrication, Pardos Towing Service, Burt Transmission, FKVP, number 20, TC, Tricky Tristan Chamberlain. In his 5th year of Super Late Model competition, Tricky in his sophomore season with the Outlaws. Oh, so good at Rocket Raceway Park. 3rd last year from 17th in the 20 TC. The 20 to Dennis Erb Jr. will cross the line. 12th quick, 16.691. Chamberlain will cross the line. 17th quick, 17.223 for the 20 TC. Final lap for Dennis Erb Jr. He'll go 12th quick, slower, 16.830. He'll keep lap 1, 16.691. And Chamberlain also slower on lap 2, 17.281. He'll keep lap 1, 17.223, 17th quick. 5 cars to go in Group A. Next driver out there out of Meridian, Mississippi, in the Rocket J. Dickens, JCM Motorsports, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Clyburn Tank Lines, Torco Advanced Lubricants, Lone Star Super Gas, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, KB Performance, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, number 19 is Spencer Hughes. And the 09 at a Sun River, Montana, in the Longhorn Cornet Dust Pods, Willow Ranch, Hellraiser Jacks, Longhorn Dynamics, number 09, Michael Leach. Mike Marlar sits atop of the charts, sharing the front row right now with Jimmy Owens. Then you have Moran and Tanner English in the front row of Heat 2. Of course, all that can change with 5 cars to go. Hughes will go 14th quick, 16.811. Michael Leach now takes 18th quick. He'll bump Hughes down to 19th with a 16.932. Final lap for Spencer Hughes. Better, 13th quick, 16.779, and final lap time here for Michael Leach. In the 09, Michael Leach will improve up to 18th at a 16.905. 3 cars to go in Group A. Next car out of the Speedway. Out of Bakersfield, California, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender in the ASD Motorsports, BK Grading and Paving, Penske H&A Development, Texas Strong Outdoors, Torco Racing Oils, Boswell Oil, American Racing Wheels, Longhorn Clements, number 74X, and T-Mac Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York, in the Rocket XR 1.2, Clements Power, Dave Warren, Power Sports, Briggs Transport, Corey Rubber Corporation, Rocket Chassis, Exis Storage, Valvoline, number 9, Tim McCready. Ethan Dodson, 6th in World of Outlaws point standings, 2 top 5s at the Volusia Speedway Park. Earlier this year for Dodson was the Outlaw point leader at one point, and Dodson, current MD3 Rookie of the Year point leader, goes 8th quick, 16.613. Tim McCready, 5th quick for T-Mac, 16.464. Good opening lap for both drivers. After this, Brent Larson will be the final one in Group A, and we'll commence Group B. Dodson, final lap will not improve. 16.687. First lap 16.613. He'll go 9th quick. Tim McCready will not improve. That time 16.493. First lap better 16.464 to stay 5th quick. Final qualifier to Lake Elmo, Minnesota. In the land of pressure washers, Fuel Factory, Hancock Corporation, Soybert Camp Ranches, T-Pack, Rocket, Vic Hill, number B1, Brent Larson. Time to beat Mike Marlar's 16.254. So right now, the front row for Heat 1 is Marlar and Owens. Heat 2, Moran and English. We'll see if Larson could switch that up. Brent Larson made his 300th Outlaw start at Volusia Speedway Park. Larson, last time in Tennessee, a podium. Brent Larson, 21st this time, 17.209. In the B1, last time in Tennessee was a 3rd place finish for the B1 of Brent Larson at Thunder Hill Raceway Park. Faster for Larson, 17.026 in the B1. No one's going to stop him. Mike Marlar atop of the charts, 16.254 for Mike Marlar, as he'll have the front row with Jimmy Owens in the opening heat of the night, and Devin Moran and Tanner English on the front row of Stack Products Heat Race number 2 later on tonight. Drivers will make their exit here. Hannah, pretty cool to see the Tennessee boy, Mike Marlar, here atop of the charts. Of course, Mike Marlar, we've seen him win in his region time in, time out. Mike Marlar off to a good start here tonight.
Yeah, Ruben, and we talked about it during the pre-race show. You know, Mikey has some experience around here, not a ton, but he even said, he's like, I just have never been satisfied with the results that we've had here at Smoky Mountain so far. So they're off to a good start, but we were all sitting down here watching that qualifying session, just how slick it is right now in qualifying. Everyone, of course, posting their best lap, usually during their first lap. And, you know, there's a handful of drivers that I think that we usually see thrive, right, in most conditions that are going to struggle tonight, because this is not traditional conditions that we see at a lot of the racetracks. There's not going to be a cushion. I don't think we're going to see anything build up. This is not a hammer down racetrack. It's literally a track right now that you need to go slow to go fast. And I think that's going to test some of our young drivers that really just like to get into the gas and get in the gas hard.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the slower, the faster tonight. And with all the MD3 Rookie of the Year candidates, it's definitely going to be a lesson when there's going to be a throttle masher. You can't do that tonight. Just like driving on black ice here tonight, and you can see it's very slick top to bottom. And right now, the veterans, the top of the charts, Marler, Moran, Owens, English, McCready. As we refresh my race pass, get ready for Group B qualifying. 22 cars in Group B. This will establish the lineups for heats 3 and 4. Up first time this year in a 17M with the Outlaws at Chickamauga, Georgia, and the Reese Monument Company, Fox Shocks, Clot Synthetics, Cometic Gasket, Connected Strategy Advisors, Northeastern Fabrication, Bathmasters, S&H Systems. Number 17M, the Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell, and at Lincolnton, North Carolina, the Paler Motorsports, Hoopar Grading, Coltman Farms, Buddy's Wrecker and Automotive Service, Solidify, Concrete Floor Solutions, Victory Seats, Michael Plumbing of the Carolinas, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, the 93 of Carson Ferguson. Dale McDowell will cross the line on his opening lap. The Mac Daddy will turn a 16.218. That is quickest overall here this evening. Carson Ferguson 16.468. So Dale McDowell already quickest overall. Marler had a 16.254. Mac Daddy 16.218. McDowell will now improve, but it don't matter. He's the top of the charts in Group B. Carson Ferguson will cross the line. He will also keep lap 1, 16.468 for Carson Ferguson. Next two qualifiers, this team practice last night at I-75. Behind the wheel, the K&L Rumley Enterprise, D&E Marine, Rumley Engineering, Senior Life Insurance Company, Bill Stein, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Longhorn Cornet out of Martinsville, Indiana, the New Deal, Hudson O'Neill into 6, and out there with him, last year's MT3 Rookie of the Year champion out of Rochester, Minnesota, in the Longhorn Pro Power, Oldenburg Construction, Paulson Rock Products, J&S Repair, JCB Equipment, Rochester Chevrolet, 63 Club, Yagi Trucking, CBR Drilling, and a Heavy Hitch. Number 19, Dustin Sorensen. Hudson O'Neill right around the top side here, 3 and 4. Hudson O'Neill will cross the line, third quick, 16.653 for Hudson O'Neill. The 19 of Dustin Sorensen, second quick for Sorensen, 16.446, his first ever visit to the Smoky Mountain Speedway. Hudson O'Neill will cross the line. He'll improve, but fourth quick out of 4 cars for Hudson O'Neill, 16.621, and Sorensen will keep lap 1, 16.446 for Dustin Sorensen. Making a super late model debut and with the Outlaws tonight, the 16-year-old out of Clinton, Tennessee, in the Capital Vic Hill Advanced Transportation, Kaiser Manufacturing, Lowe's Tows. Number 20, it's Daniel Bowles. The 2023 World of Outlaws champion of Oakwood, Illinois, the Longhorn Vic Hill Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transport, Collin Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing and Auto Repair, Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota, Danville, Protodyne, Bill Stein at number 32, the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. Daniel Bowles will cross the line, fifth quick, 17.045. 32 of Bobby Pierce will cross the line, and Bobby will go second quick, 16.432 for the 32 of Bobby Pierce. Red dirt, not his forte. But Bobby Pierce looking good as his opening lap. Bowles improves in his second lap, 16.855 for the 16-year-old. Kept it straight, did a good job. Bobby Pierce faster stays second quick, 16.268 for the 32 of Bobby Pierce. Next two qualifiers out of Brandon, Florida, in the Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, LTX Home Builders, Borchers Equipment, Race Car Engineering, Atomic Music Group, Multi-Fire Spark Plug Wires, Earnhardt Technologies, Bill Stein, Mulix Recycling, number 40B, Kyle Bronson. In the 126 aboard the Bear Ride House Car, Hendren Power, JB Salvage, Bush Forestry, Bruce Miller Masonry, Bigfoot Enterprise, Bobby Taylor Oil Company, Penske, STI Service Transportation. Number 126, it's Cade Loudy. We saw Cade Loudy at the Volusia Speedway Park behind the wheel of a crate car, now with a super here this weekend. The 40B of Kyle Bronson will cross the line 6th quick, has work to do on lap 2, 16.726 for Bronson, as Cade Loudy will go 8th quick. He also has work to do, 16.859. The track now all in the shade as the sun starts to set off the west. Bronson 5th quick, 16.532. Cade Loudy in the 126 will cross the line, and he will improve 7th quick, 16.704. Dale McDowell with a time to beat at a whopping 16.218. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender at Cedartown, Georgia, and Cedartown Electric Engineered Solutions, HESCO Solutions, SCCS Solutions, JRI Shocks, Ernest Performance. Number 11, it's Austin Smith. And then number 71, out of Seymour, Tennessee, in the Masters Built Pro Power, H&R Concrete, Parkway Liquor Store, Bill Stein, Hoosier Tire South, Jim Beam and Lumber, McCarter Farms, Tennessee Homemade Wines, Base Racing Fuel, Hyperco Springs. Number 71, Pierce McCarter. Austin Smith in that Capital. Across the line, 8th quick, 16.776. 2015 World of Outlaws champion Shane Clanton in the house, helping out Austin Smith in that Capital. Pierce McCarter, 10th quick, 17.220 in that Masters Built number 71. Austin Smith will cross the line in the 11, and Smith will not go faster. He'll stay 8th quick, 16.776. The 71 of Pierce McCarter will cross the line, and Pierce McCarter will also keep lap 1, 17.220. Next two qualifiers, potential MD3 Rookie of the Year candidate out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and the Longhorn Clements, JRR Trucking and Motor Sales, New Point Lighting and Design, Penske, MGL Auto Sales, Innovative Community Solutions, The Auto Outlet, Buzzy Racing Products, Keltner Contracting, VP Racing Fuels. Number 18D, it's Dalton Wilson. Out of Evans, Georgia, currently 9th in World of Outlaws point standings in the Stein Motorsports, Richard David Legacy Motorsports, Shaw Trucking, Budweiser, Morley, Triple Electric, VP Racing Fuels, Boswell Oil, Supply Chain Management. Number 2, it's Cody Overton. The 18D of Dalton Wilson will cross the line 9th quick, 16.786 for the 18D. Cody Overton will cross the line in the 2, and Overton 6th quick at a 16.595. Wilson will cross the line. He will improve 9th quick, 16.710, and final lap time here for the number 2 of Cody Overton. 5th quick, faster, 16.471 for Cody Overton. Next two qualifiers, getting ready to roll into the Speedway. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Urbana, Missouri, and the Infinity, Scott Bailey, McCowan Farms, Sonic, Empire Energy, Palm Roy Services, BLC Trucking, Heritage Tractor, Midwest Sheet Metal, Elliott Construction. Number 8, it's going to be Dylan McCowan, and MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Wade, North Carolina, and the Longhorn by WP, Cornet Powered, Mobilization Funding, RLM Enterprises, The Restore Warehouse, Justin L. Langdon Electric, SRI Performance, American Racing Rims. Number 75, Daniel Adam. Time to beat Dale McDowell, 16.218. First lap for McCowan. He'll go 12th quick, 17.149. Daniel Adam with a good opening lap, 6th quick, 16.532 for the 75. And final lap time here for the pair of MD3 Rookie of the Year contenders. McCowan improves but stays 13th. 16.924, and Daniel Adam will also improve. He will stay 6th quick at a 16.522. Just past halfway here in Group B. Next two qualifiers out of Winfield, Tennessee, and the Curl Properties, Clements Power, Extreme Flooring, Bill Stein, Excess Power, Platinum Designs, Mac Metal Sales, Wayne Bowen Racing Supply. Number 57M, it's Cameron Marlar. And the current World of Outlaws point leader out of Marshalltown, Iowa, and the Infinity, J. Dickens, Cooney Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Ellen Seamless Gutters, Carl Chevrolet, VP Racing Fuels, Heartland, Mel Hamilton Ford Racing, Midwest Sheet Metal, Fertilizer Equipment Specialist, Bill Stein, Swift, Go Lithium, Earnhardt Technologies. Number 19R, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. Ryan Gustin coming in with a 4-point lead over Thornton. Cameron Marlar will go 6th quick. Good opening lap for him, 16.506 for Cameron Marlar. Ryan Gustin now goes 6th quick, 16.473. That puts him inside row 2 of the final heat of the night. We'll see if he can improve. Cameron Marlar, on the other hand, will keep lap 1, 16.506, 7th quick. And Ryan Gustin, faster for Gustin, 4th quick at a 16.461 for the current World of Outlaws point leader. 4th quick for Ryan Gustin at a 16.461. Up next, two-time feature winner already this year with the Outlaws out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and the Kenneth Roberts Motorsports, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Sunoco, Low Voltage Solutions, Bill Stein, Bill Speedsport, Romer Machine and Welding. Number 58, it's Garrett Alberson. In the 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia, our most recent winner on the tour in the Nutrien Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty, Dana Grosseed, Lucas Oil, Mark Martin Automotive, Bobcat at Batesville, Mega Plumbing in the Carolinas, Longhorn Cornet. Number 49, Superman, Jonathan Davenport. Garrett Alberson, 7th quick for the Roadrunner at a 16.498. The 49 of Jonathan Davenport will cross the line to the top of the charts. Goes Davenport, 16.128 for the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. Garrett Alberson will not improve. He'll keep lap 1, 8th quick, 16.498. And Jonathan Davenport will cross the line, not improve, but it don't matter. He's fastest overall, 16.128. Jonathan Davenport, now quickest overall and in Group B. Next two qualifiers, championship contender out of Mooresville, North Carolina, and the Titanic Racing, NOS, Lone Wolf Petroleum, C&W Trucking, Petroff Towing, Holdren Construction, Bill Stein, Tri-Valley Equipment, Titanic Performance Parts, Longhorn Clements. Number 9, Nick Hoffman. Second in World of Outlaws point standings aboard the Kohler Motorsports, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Hooker Trucking, Knights Company, Sunoco, Coltman Farms, Capital Waste, Bill Stein, Certified Inspection Service, EMD Wraps, Longhorn Clements. Number 20, RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. Nick Hoffman, good lap, 4th quick at a 16.347. Ricky Thornton Jr. will cross the line. He'll go 14th quick, 16.661 for the 20 RT. The number 9 of Nick Hoffman. Get ready to cross the line in the 9. Nick Hoffman will not improve. He'll keep lap 1, 16.347. Thornton needs a better lap number 2 in the 20 RT. Faster, 13th quick, 16.538 for the 20 RT. Final two qualifiers here this evening for the World of Outlaws at Mount Holly, North Carolina, and the Longhorn Clements, Spartan Transportation, Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, K&K Trucking, Heckles Plumbing, Animal Care Clinic of Concord, Splits Bar and Grill, Spray Foam Technologies of Kentucky, Carolina Roofing and Gutters, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Rosewood Assistant Living, number 22 Chris Ferguson, and a 5-time champion of the New Berlin, Illinois, and the Rocket Pro Power, Valvoline, Shepherd Auto Sales and Salvage, Realtree, Dennis G. Woodworth, Attorney at Law, Paulson Rock Products, Wild Gear, Goose's Pub and Eatery, Bush Light, Pee Wee's Record Service, American Racing, Sunoco, number B5 of Brandon Shepherd. Chris Ferguson, 9th quick, 16.496. Shepherd will cross the line in the B5 and go 15th quick, 16.560. And final lap here for the 22 of Ferguson. He will cross slower, 16.603, but first lap puts him 9th quick at a 16.496. Final lap for the B5 is Shepherd. He'll go faster, 14th quick, 16.537. No one's going to stop him. He's quickest in Group B and quickest overall here this evening. Trying to go back-to-back with the Outlaws out of Blairsville, Georgia. And the Nutrien Ag Solutions ASC Warranty, number 49, Hannah Newhouse, standing alongside Jonathan Davenport.
Yeah, and quite the lap there for Jonathan Davenport. Of course, we didn't expect the track to get much faster in that second group, especially with the slick conditions, but a great lap there for you. This is not a racetrack that we usually see on national tours, the slickness. What do you think this is going to play out over the course of the night, and what's working with this 49?
I don't know. I hope it plays out really well. That's the best prepared racetrack that I've ever seen. I've been doing this for a really long time, and you can run a go-kart around this place. It's so smooth, but hopefully it don't rubber. Hopefully he's got some kind of special concoction mixed up in this dirt so it don't rubber. But got to thank my guys. We went and tested the last 2 days. This is a car that we built the end of last year, and I wasn't really hurt and put it back together and went and tested and found some more things, and feels really good right there. I just messed up that second lap, or we might could have went a little better. So just hats off to them. Say hello everybody watching back home. Thanks Nutrien Ag Solutions, and hopefully we can finally get us a win here. It's been a long time since we put in victory lane here at Smoky Mountain.
Always good when you walk away from a qualifying session and feel like you left more on the table, Ruben, but yet you were still quick time overall. And again, like Jonathan said, I mean, hats off to this whole team at Smoky Mountain and the track prep. Roger Sellers runs a great racetrack here, and it's glad to be back here with the Outlaws.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan Davenport, believe it or not, had never won at Volusia, and he finally did. And he has never won with the Outlaws at Smoky Mountain, and he can become the 12th different winner, the 9th different winner in the 12th race for the Outlaws here. And there's the replay of Jonathan Davenport's 16-1-2-8 here from Smoky Mountain's reconfigured 3/8 mile. Up next, street stock qualifying, followed by front wheel drive qualifying. Then we'll get ready for opening ceremonies here, followed by 4 World of Outlaw heat races. Then we'll get ready for our World of Outlaws late model redraw, our 2 Land of Pressure Washer last chance showdowns, our 35 lap 12,000 to win feature, and then the street stock feature and front wheel drive feature. Beautiful sunset behind us here, the beautiful Smoky Mountains in the distance. Good to be back. Brad, qualifying up next for you guys.
Absolutely. And a gorgeous day, as you mentioned, Ruben. Thank you so much. It's awesome to be here. What a great show we've got coming up with those heat races. Can't wait to see that for the World of Outlaws heats coming up. But in the meantime, we've got street stock and front wheel drive qualifying. As it turns out, 14 street stocks from around the region set to do battle here tonight for $700 to the winner. Front wheel drive will be vying for $500 to win. There's 20 plus in those. I think the last number was about 21 of those. We have 14 street stocks about to come out onto the Speedway. Robbie Comer in the number 42 car out of La Follette, Tennessee, will be one of our first cars. Looks like we're going to go 4 or 5 here, so it's basically like a second round of hot laps as we bring all these cars out here together, and they'll go out here at least, looks like 5 cars at a time, so that'll make it go quick. Austin Bird, A13, he was fastest in hot laps earlier. He hails from Maryville, Tennessee. David Brogdon in the number 20 car, also in this group, out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Cody Satterfield in the number 1, out of Knoxville as well. Johnny Lay in the number 21, also in this group, out of Maynardville, Tennessee. So from throughout the East Tennessee area, and right at the top of the leaderboard as we speak, as we get these drivers across the start-finish line. Looks like Robbie Comer actually checked that. Austin Bird in the A13 is your fastest so far with a 19.087. 19.087 for Austin Bird in the A13. And we'll get a couple of laps each for these cars. Groups of 5, so probably 3 groups here for the street stocks, and it'll be about 4 or 5 groups for the front-wheel drive coming up next. Robbie Comer, second quick with a 19.072. 19.072. Austin Bird still quick with a 19.032. His third lap, the quicker so far. As we continue to rock around the Speedway for a couple of laps. This is kind of like a glorified hot lap session where we're counting the times. And Robbie Comer now, the first driver, under 19 seconds with an 18.962 in the number 42 car out of La Follette, Tennessee. 18.954, the fast time so far. And Austin Bird improves as well, 19.010. David Brogdon after that. And then Cody Satterfield and Johnny Lay among these 5 cars on the Speedway as the white flag has been displayed. And we're continuing to improve lap after lap. Robbie Comer, still your fast car. His time now a 19.117, his 6th lap, the quicker of the 2. I had no idea we were getting this many laps in qualifying. So Austin Bird will be your second quick in the A13 machine. And then it's Cody Satterfield in the 1 car is your third quick machine. And then Johnny Lay 4th and David Brogdon 5th. All these drivers under 20 seconds, so pretty close times for each of these 5 cars that have taken time trials so far. All right, so the fast time to beat so far, Robbie Comer, 19.954 as we get underway with our second group. Second and final group here for your street stocks. Then we'll get the front wheel drives out on the racetrack. Bobby Petty in the 21 XP was one of the faster cars in hot laps earlier. He's in this group. Marcus Mays in the 156 out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Ryan Watson in the number 11 car, also in this second group out of Sevierville. As we continue to watch the times, as we mentioned, Bobby Petty now third quick overall, 19.302, 19.302. And again, Robbie Comer, the only driver under 19 seconds with an 18.954. No change among the top three so far. Nick Baker in the 09 machine. He has made his presence known as the fourth fastest qualifier out of Sevierville. Robbie Petty now been relegated back to fifth overall with a 19.302. And again, Robbie Comer, the only driver under 19 seconds with an 18.954, is still the time to beat for these street stocks. We may have, I think we do have a couple of more cars ready to take time trials after this group, so we will have 3 total groups, as there are 14 street stocks from around the region set to do battle with us here tonight at Smoky Mountain Speedway. So Ryan Watson fastest in that group with a 19.197. Nick Baker second. He'll be fourth overall. Bobby Petty third in this group, fifth overall. And Cody Satterfield now bumped back to sixth in the number 1 car with a 19.349. At least 4 more cars coming onto the speedway as you see them enter over on the backstretch. Eric Hughes in the number 10 out of Graysville, Tennessee. No stranger to victory lane in the street stock division here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. His brother Johnny Hughes also in the 20H out with us here this evening. They're always tough competitors. We'll see if they can challenge Robbie Comer here as the third and final group for your street stocks. And we'll get ready for front wheel drive time trials, and that'll be followed by our invocation and national anthem coming up here right after front wheel drive time trials. All right, getting up to speed with your third and final group, Eric Hughes. Add Lamar Hughes into the mix as well. It's a family affair, the Hugheses from out of Graysville, Tennessee, all doing battle here tonight. You got Lamar in the 20L, you got Johnny in the 20H, and Eric in the 10. He must be the black sheep with the black number 10 out on the back chute now, as we'll check these times as we come off the start finish line. Looks like these drivers going to get 4 or 5 laps, so kind of a glorified hot lap / qualifying effort. And Lamar Hughes, Eric Hughes as well, third and fourth respectively. And as soon as we say that, Scott Smith in the 3W machine. He's now your second quick. I do not have him on my lineup sheet. Must have been a late arrival. The 3W, 19.006. But Robbie Comer still the only driver under 19 seconds with an 18.954. Eric Hughes is fourth quick with a 19.072. And just as I say that, Scott Smith, the 3W, has come across the start-finish line as the fastest car, and he is under 19 seconds with an 18.949. Scott Smith, fastest overall in your street stock time trials. Robbie Comer now relegated to second, Austin Bird third, Eric Hughes fourth, Lamar Hughes fifth. There's Eric Hughes in the black 10, down the back chute into turn number 3. We'll see if he can improve on the time, currently sitting fourth overall. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go for this third and final group for your street stockers here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Eric Hughes improves by 1 position. He becomes a member of the under 19 second club, but it's third quick with an 18.991. 18.991 for Eric Hughes. But that driver right there, the 3W, is your fastest overall. Looks like that's going to likely stand. Maybe he can improve on it. We'll check the time as he comes across. And will not, but it doesn't matter. He is your fastest car for the Street Stocks. 18.914 for Scott Smith in the 3W. Robbie Comer, who is out in Group 1 in car number 42, is second. Eric Hughes in that group was third quick. And that's how it'll shake down for your Street Stock here tonight. And we'll get their lineups ready to go. No heat races will be required for your Street Stocks as we get ready now for the front-wheel drive division coming out here in just a bit. But again, Scott Smith, Robbie Comer, Eric Hughes, Austin Bird, and Lamar Hughes, your top 5. And then it's Ryan Watson, Johnny Hughes, Tim Kilby, Nick Baker, and Bobby Petty rounding out your top 10 for your 14-car field for the Street Stocks. They'll have a 20-lap, 700 to win feature event coming up a little bit later on. In fact, it'll be one of our final events of the evening. So a bit of a break for these guys as they've had their hot laps and time trials. And we'll get ready for the front-wheel drive division coming up here in just a couple of seconds as we get the Street Stockers back to their pit areas. And we want to say a big shout out to some more of our partners along the way here in 2025. Anderson Lumber Company, locally owned since 1925 and also a part of Anderson Truss Company of Alcoa, Tennessee. Quinn Appliance back on board this year, as are FK Rod Ends, East Tennessee Auto Outlet, 3 area locations to serve you, and The Shed Smokehouse Juke Joint. Now that just sounds like a hoot to me. Not too far from here, near the Harley Davidson shop, it's The Shed. They've always got some great entertainment there and some other incentives on the line as well at The Shed Smokehouse Juke Joint here in Maryville, Tennessee. And don't forget our next event, as we have mentioned a couple of times, it's the American All-Star Monster Truck Show. Friday and Saturday, March 29th and 30th. Rain or shine here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Our next dirt racing event featuring the newly formed Best Plumber 604 Crate Series and a 2,000 to win main event for them, plus local racing action. And our Saturday night shootout special that night with the local racing. You'll see many of these street stock sportsmen as well as front wheel drive, even some Crown Vics doing battle on our Saturday night specials every time out here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Then, of course, rodeo action, a big 2-day event, May 2nd and 3rd. And if you have a chance, race fans, if you're around the concourse area, we call it the pavilion area, make sure you take advantage of those brand new, hot off the press Smoky Mountain Speedway t-shirts. Got long and multiple colors available. And while you're there, grab one of those MRM Racing Photos 2025 calendars featuring drivers from the local area, regional, and national drivers as well. They're only $5. Throw that in with a t-shirt and you'll be good to go here tonight as we get ready now for your FWD's front-wheel drive time trials. Looks like they're going to be bringing about 5 cars out each time with these as well. All right, green flag waving over your FWDs. We'll announce the times as soon as they are available, and here we go. The 85 machine of Travis Weeks, always a front runner here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, in car number 85 out of Louisville, Tennessee. Travis Trailer in the 21T out of Tellico Plains. Trent Lee in the number 12 car here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Doing battle with us for, I believe, the first time out of Inglewood, Tennessee. Caleb Manning in the number 22 car in this group as well, out of Sweetwater. That's the 5 cars out on the speedway. And your fast time so far, Travis Weeks in the 85 with a 19.830. Travis Taylor second quick. Josh Davis now in the 5.06 up there in the top 3. I don't have him on the lineup sheet as well. He was one of the later arrivals. Travis Weeks second lap, quicker, so he improves on it. Still fast overall, 19.830. Travis Taylor second quick. Josh Davis third in the 5.06. Trent Lee is fourth in the 12, and Caleb Manning fifth in the 22 car. White flag being displayed for this first group of 5, so 4 groups of 5 at least. We had 1 or 2 additions after we began here tonight. We had 20 that were checked in right at driver meeting time. We've had 1 or 2 picked up since then. Same story for the street stocks. Had a couple of picked up after the program started. So pretty good field of cars here for both the front-wheel drive and street stocks. Travis Week, though, still the fastest time to beat with a 19.830 as we wrap it up for Group 1. Travis Taylor still second in the 21T. Josh Davis third in the 506. Trent Lee fourth in the 12 car. And the 22, Caleb Manning, rounding out the 5 cars on the track for the first of 4 groups here for your front-wheel drive. Definitely a driver that is the driver to beat. He was fastest in time trials earlier in the 21, Dustin Duncan. He hails from Scott County, Tennessee, Robbins, Tennessee. He's raced around just about every racetrack that races front-wheel drive, and he wins just about everywhere he goes to. One of his home tracks, and I've seen him many times out at Crossville Speedway. He's been down at I-75. He's been here at Smoky Mountain Speedway just about every time we run front-wheel drive. He will be the one to keep an eye on here tonight. As your first official lap now being scored here for your second group here for the front wheel drive. All right, you got 57 of Shell Reitenauer out of this group. Out of Kodak, Tennessee, Larry Rudd in the number 88 in this group as well, out of Wallen, Tennessee. And just as we mentioned, Dustin Duncan, top of the leaderboard, 19.337. That bumps Travis Weeks back to second. Justin Beal here in the J15 in this second group. He's out of Chatsworth, Georgia. He's 4th quick overall. Larry Rudd, as we mentioned, the 88 car, is 5th quick. Donnie Lowe in the number 84 car with us in this second group. He's from Cleveland, Tennessee. Dustin Duncan does nothing but improve on his first couple of laps. His third lap now the quicker, 19.300. Your second quick is Travis Weeks, half second back at 19.830. Then you got the J15 of Justin Beal, third quick with a 20.036. Travis Taylor fourth in the 21T. Donnie Lowe here in this group is 5th quick. That hasn't changed as the white flag is being displayed for group number 2 here for your front wheel drive. And no changes. Dustin Duncan still fastest. Travis Weeks still second. Justin Beal is third. Travis Taylor fourth. And Larry Rudd, he just squeezed up there into the 5th spot in the number 88 car. Actually, yeah, he is 5th. And then it's Donnie Lowe 6th, followed by Josh Davis in 7th. Trent Lee 8th. Shal Reitenauer is 9th. And Caleb Manning is 10th. We've still got about half the field yet to do time trials here for the front wheel drive. Our next super late model event here at Smoky Mountain Speedway will be May 14th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series in a $15,000 to win King of the Mountain event. Their second appearance here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Ryan Gustin actually won the feature event last year, so it'll be May 17th, a one-night show. That's a Saturday, $15,000 to win for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series in their 3rd season and 2nd visit overall here at Smoky Mountain Speedway. All right, Dustin Holt there out of Lenoir City in the 17 car. One of these cars coming out here in group number 3. 206 of Alan Vaughn out of Midway, Tennessee in this group as well. And we also have the 199 of Jason Crowder out of Loudon, Tennessee. Just getting in his start here in this division, he says. He's raced other divisions. Happened to meet him just as he was checking in earlier in the evening. As we get ready now, get up to speed here for Group 3 of 4 here for your front-wheel drive. Now, we maybe have 5 groups as I look down the list. There's probably 7 or 8 cars left to go. I don't think they'll put that many out there together. But still, Dustin Duncan, fastest overall, 19.300. And just as we say that, we're already getting some presence known. Jason Crowder, we just talked about it in the 199. He is second quick now, 19.715. Travis Weeks now relegated back to third. Alan Vaughn in this group in the 206. He's another fast competitor. He's fourth quick overall. Dustin Holt in the 17, 19.918. He is fourth quick. So Dustin Duncan still holding down that top spot, but man, he's got some competitors here in this third group. One of them being Jason Crowder. He hasn't improved on that first lap out. 19.715 is the fastest. White flag being displayed. 1 lap to go for these drivers coming off of turn 4. And the car on the screen there, the 57 machine. That is Cody right now, out of Kodak, Tennessee. And the 24 car you see on your screen there, Ricky Ridenauer. A lot of the Ridenauers out of Rutledge and Kodak area, always doing battle with us here in the FWDs. Dustin Holt is now making his presence known. He has taken over the second spot, 19.588. That bumps Jason Crowder back to third in the 199. Travis Weeks now, who had been your fastest car for a while, is now your fourth place car. And Alan Vaughn in the 206 in this group is fifth quick. We've got at least 2 more, I believe, unless they put all 7 of these cars out here in the fourth and final group, perhaps. But Dustin Duncan is your fast time. He'll start on the pole unless one of these next few cars can knock him off the perch, as it'll be a 20-lap 500 to win event for the FWDs. That'll be the final feature event of the evening. 10 car of Dan Sandiford out on the Speedway. He's the lone driver from out of the state of Tennessee. He is from Indiana, Cowden, Indiana. Hadn't heard of that one before. As we get the rest of the field lined up here. Yep, it looks like all the rest of them are going to come out into the same session here. So let's hope they can all get through this 3 or 4 laps of time trials without having any cautions, anything like that. You have the 0 car there. That is Jackson Crawford out of Rogersville, Tennessee on the screen, coming off of turn 4 as we get up to speed here for your fourth and final group for your front-wheel drive. Invocation National Anthem coming up next, and back to World of Outlaws heat racing action after that. And a car slowing off of turn 4. Looks like he's going to get out of harm's way and pull back into the infield as we watch these times. Brandon Portzner in the B56 has already made his presence known. He is 6th quick overall in this fourth and final group. Josh Chastain, the 69, just came across as your 7th qualifier here in the front-wheel drive division. No changes in the top 5 so far. And just as soon as we say that, Portzner has just put himself in the top 3. The B56 now 19.666. 3rd quick overall. So that'll bump Jason Crowder back to 4th, Travis Weeks back to 5th. And we're watching some of these other guys here in this fourth and final group. No changes among the top 6. Josh Chastain 7th, as I mentioned. Gregory Wyatt now 8th. Justin Beal, who was out earlier, is 9th. Travis Taylor was out earlier. He's now relegated back to 10th. So not a lot of activity in the top 10 here in this fourth and final group. As the white flag is now displayed, we'll see if some of these drivers can make their presence known up here in the top 10. So far, not so much, except for Brandon Portzner in the B56. His second lap, the quicker, 19.666. That is 3rd quick. Josh Chastain, 7th quick. Still no changes among the top 10 with this fourth and final group. We'll see if any changes are made here. Gregory Wyatt is 8th, but Dustin Duncan, fastest overall, 19.300, followed by Dustin Holden, the 17-2nd. Brandon Portsner, B56 in 3rd. Jason Crowder in the 199 4th. Travis Weeks in the 85 is 5th. Then it's Alan Vaughn, Josh Chastain, Gregory Wyatt, Justin Beal, and Travis Taylor rounding out your top 10 among the 22 cars in attendance here tonight for the front-wheel drive division. They'll be vying for 500 to win later on tonight in their 20-lap feature to wrap up the show later on this evening.
Thank you very much, Brad. Hannah Newhouse has a report from down there. Hannah?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ruben. With qualifying now in the books for all 3 of the divisions here at Smoky Mountain Speedway, we wanted to give you guys that are tuning in here at the racetrack, as well as on DIRTVision, a really cool look here at Dale McDowell and Jonathan Davenport, your quickest overall in Group A and in Group B here, because right here, this is an overlay. This is both of their laps right now on the racetrack, and you can exactly see where Dale's running, where Jonathan Davenport's running, and where that was made out. So, again, cool technology. It's incredible to see technology continue to make its way here into dirt racing and how teams can use it. But you can already see it. We've got cars loading in here in the infield. We'll have heat races on the flip side of it. But before that, we've got opening ceremonies coming here right after the break on DIRTVision.